is a cold day today. We are actually getting ready to get, I don't know, somewhere between 3 inches and I think it's 3 to 6 and 1 to 3. I don't know. We're getting some snow. We've been busy though. In between all of the cold snaps that we've been getting, we've had a lot of really nice weather, and we've been using that to come out here and clear. We've cleared probably in total, say about 2.5 acres. You saw we got our camper out here, and we started work on a chicken tractor. Oh, you gonna hit your head? She hit her head. This, I've showed this area many times, both here and on Instagram. This is our forest of catalpa trees. It is, in my opinion, one of the most beautiful spots here. It's okay. He's on another game trail. It is mid-April now, and it's too early for swarm season to start in northern Illinois, usually. And I haven't heard of anybody having any kind of swarm activity. But I did get things set up. Ugh, and I've got one that fell. So we're out here checking on swarm traps because that season will be upon us quickly, and I really wanted to make sure everything was stable before we had this wind, and I'm looking at one that is not stable anymore. It fell.
Mommy, look. Sunflowers.
Yep.
Rabbit chickens.
Oh, good.
Hi.
That is much better.
I got down.
Well, that is gonna have to be good enough for now. I forgot a piece. I can't believe I did not see that before. I need to get the cinder blocks back here so I can level that. I really did not want to lug all that back here, but I think I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and get it back here, because that's not gonna cut it. That's a little crazy looking. I do want to take a moment and appreciate that gorgeous view. Can you even see it? So beautiful. I love it. So, 1 swarm trap down, 2 to go. So that's our hunting area, the blind where my husband mainly hunts from. We've got a couple other blinds up in trees around the property. This area here, you can see where all those trees are down. I'm pretty sure those are spruce trees. We're clearing all of those out because we really don't like them. We like the white pines better, those with the soft needles, for many reasons. You know, other than they really suck walking into them and getting all stuck with all of the needles on them. They're really sharp. But they seem to be a little more prone to disease. They're really good insulators though, so we're leaving them here and there. So this whole area will have chicory planted in it. Nice food plot for deer, to attract deer, because we do not have that in our area. They've got all the corn and clover and soybeans and other things that grow natively that are here. They can get pretty much anywhere. We wanted to plant something that would attract them that they couldn't get anywhere else. So my husband wants to put chicory, and we can use that for multiple things. So it's a nice multi-purpose fodder crop to put in. So that'll be nice. Another spring to summer project. If you've seen the last couple of videos, I've talked a little bit about the possibility of us moving to Kentucky. Mark did apply for it's kind of like a transfer / promotion. He did have an interview, and then everything happened in the world, and they put a hold on raises, promotions, and transfers. Oh, Should we kick this tree out of the way?
Yeah.
I think Caleb dropped this here. There we go. So, until all this has settled down, that is pretty much just a standstill, which is okay. Because moving is not our first choice. We love it here. How could you not love it here? It's just gorgeous. I don't like the weather. And I'm from the South and I love the South. But this is home. And we have poured our blood, sweat, and tears into this place. And quite literally. We do not want to sell it. We don't want to give it up. But we will do what is best for our family. And we will keep walking through doors until God stops opening them. Does that make sense? So, we are almost there. So what we've done out here is made improvements to the land and added things that would only add value. That would not be a financial burden. You can go ahead and look for the egg. It would be probably somewhere around here. Mark hid Easter eggs out here for Jackson and Wyatt, and we are still missing one. We'll find it one day. So we came out here a couple weeks ago and marked out this line, and this is where we're going to clear to. Now if you come up, you can see we've got a lot to go over here. Lots and lots to clear over here. But, woo, that's close. There's the camper. So, and there's the line right there. So we don't have too far to go, but still a lot over there. And that is going to be mostly garden, well, one of the gardens anyway, animal space, since we will be putting the chickens in chicken tractors and not having a static run. We want to have lots of area for them. But like I was saying, we're only adding things out here that improve the land, that increase the value. Making all these paths and hunting it and clearing it and putting an orchard in, which we will also be doing this year. Those improve the value. Those are good. And if we do move, it's nothing we can't get our money back out of. We're not doing anything that would take away. So, before we wrap up this video, there's a couple things I do want to show you guys. The driveway got cut. It's a very rough cut, but a professional friend of Mark's was available for it. So he brought his excavator and cut it out and smoothed everything out so that we could get the camper in here. So the camper's here. The goals we had for spring for this year, we kind of met every single one of them. The only thing we didn't meet was trenching the electric. And I'm still not sure that's something we're gonna do this year. That's gonna be based on getting the equipment for it, and being able to rent a trencher right now is kind of impossible. So and it's gonna be a massive project. I guess you could say that's on our bucket list for 2020 for this year, for this place, but we'll see if it happens. But everything else we did. We got the driveway done enough. But as far as finishing it and getting more dirt on and building it up and then getting the gravel put back on over top of it, that's not gonna be on the list this year. It's not a priority. It doesn't get that wet up here, usually, to where it would create a problem. So it's good enough. Plus, we both have four-wheel drive anyway, so I'm not real worried about it. But I did mention this whole chicken tractor thing. Let's go take a look at that. Well, the other two hives look fine. They're nice and level. The one I put up in the tree, I went back and secured with some of those bungee cord hook things. It's a technical term. But it's fine. That's not going anywhere. So, let's talk about this. This is our chicken tractor. My husband designed this. We sat down and talked at great length for multiple days on how we wanted to handle this, what we wanted to do, how we wanted to build it. I looked at plans, we printed some blueprints, and it still, when we really came down to getting started on this, nothing really seemed right. So we sat down and planned for, I am not kidding, about 6 hours to get on the same page and to figure out exactly how we wanted to do this. We've got some really high winds, and they're going to be out here alone. We're not going to have an alternative plan for winter. So we really had to give some good thought to predator protection, keeping them warm with no electricity in the winter, and how we were going to accomplish all that. So I'm not going to get into everything in this. When it's finished, I'll do a walkthrough and talk about our thinking and our plan for this and how we're going to hopefully successfully have chickens out here on our permanent homestead before we are. Just an overview of what we already have done. The frame here is not complete. We need to do some cross members here just to stabilize it a little more. We've got L brackets on the corners. If I'm remembering correctly, it's 6 feet across by 12 feet back. It is going to have wheels on it to help me move. I am not just going to dead weight drag this thing. It's going to be enclosed on the bottom. We've got hardware cloth going across the whole thing, and then we're going to have the elevated coop going from probably about there up. I'll have a door on the back, and then we can access their nesting boxes and things. We'll have a separate kind of bump out for that. In our marathon chicken tractor planning session, we came up with the idea to create kind of a greenhouse effect for them in winter. So, and I'll show that later, but we want to do something a little different with the top. They are going to be everywhere around here, not just in this area, because there's not a whole lot of good stuff growing in here right now. We'll work on that, but right now, the stuff that's really good is, can you see how green that is over there? All there, up that ridge, and across here where we park, and even where the camper is. But in here, it's junk for now. But let's talk about where they're going to be for winter and any kind of bad weather. If we have any kind of severe weather alerts, I'm going to sneak them right in here into this little area here. They've got these spruce trees here, like I said before, really good insulators, and then we've got a big white pine and a couple more spruce trees. So that should be good. A good, nice little windbreak for winter. That is west facing. That over there is north. So they will get south facing sun and shelter from our strongest and coldest winds. But that's the project we have going on right now. That is the priority. We still have a lot more to clear. We still have a lot more to do. But this is the priority right now. This is what we have to get done very soon. Chickens are not allowed in town limits where we live. So we had to get them somewhere they could be until they can be here. So we're getting to the point where they need to be moved. So we need to get this done. So we're gonna finish that. And then when that's done, I will do a walkthrough and share with you guys everything, because I'm excited to see how this comes together and how it works. So the whole thing that's happening in the world right now, it just really, like, I'm sure a lot of you gave us a push to do more on our own, to be more self-sustaining, to grow more, to raise more, to do more on our own and not rely on the grocery store so much. Our grocery budget has doubled, and that has been financially very straining. And my husband's still working. He still has his job. But a lot of people don't. So I can only imagine, because we have been there in the past, having to choose between what bill you're not going to pay so that you can buy food, if you can even find it. That is a really lousy place to be in. We've been there, and I don't want to be there, because the world is going through a crisis right now. So no more waiting. No more waiting to grow more, no more waiting to hunt more, no more waiting to be here until things are just right for us to do something. If you wait for the right time to do these things, for everything to line up just right so that you're comfortable enough to do them, you're never gonna do them. You're never gonna pull the trigger on them. We have really stepped outside of our comfort zone, my husband especially, in a big way, mostly because I shoved him out of his comfort zone. But now that we're there, this feels really good. This feels so awesome to be here pretty much every day, working on stuff, doing stuff, making huge strides in our permanent homestead, to be out here. This year it's chickens, next year, who knows what it'll be. Because we are done standing still and waiting to pull the trigger on our dreams and our goals just because things aren't just right in the world. Sometimes you gotta think way outside the box to make your dreams come true, and we're doing that.
And that's not how I get off the top of the high five.